Hello dear kids, welcome back to the social science class, and today we are going to learn a new chapter, that is life in tropical and subtropical regions. And in this chapter we are going to discuss the Amazon Basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin, and also the location, land, climate, natural and wildlife, human activities, transport and cities of these both the Amazon Basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. Do you know what is a basin or river basin? Yes, we have studied it already. A basin or a river basin is an area of land drained by a river and its tributaries. Right. The Amazon Basin and the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin are the two important river basins of the world. Okay. The Amazon Basin lies in the tropical zone on both sides of the equator, up to 15° north and 15° south latitudes. On the other hand, the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin lies in the subtropical zone between 22° north and 30° north latitudes. Okay. Now, let us learn about the physical and human environment of these two regions, the Amazon Basin and also the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. Now we will learn about the Amazon Basin. In the Amazon Basin, first we are going to discuss about the location. The Amazon Basin is located in the continent of South America. Okay, the Amazon is the largest river in the world in terms of the volume of water it carries. Amazon River is the world's largest river in terms of the volume of water it carries, and it rises in the Andes Mountains in Peru and flows eastwards into the Atlantic Ocean. It rises in the Andes Mountains in Peru and flows eastwards into the Atlantic Ocean. This vast river basin encompasses about 7 million square kilometers and covers almost half of Brazil and some parts of Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia and Venezuela. Okay, and let's see what about the land. With more than 1,000 tributaries, Amazon River Basin is the largest in the world. And remember, about 20% of the total water carried to the oceans by the rivers comes from the Amazon. Okay, and the materials brought down from the mountains by the Amazon River and its tributaries are deposited, giving rise to the vast alluvial plain. And do you know, the first European to travel along the length of the Amazon River was a Spanish sailor called Francisco de Orellana. Okay, remember this. And now let's move to the climate of the Amazon Basin. As the equator passes through this region, and can you please name the climate zone in the equatorial region? Yes, it is torrid zone, where it receives the direct sunlight. Okay, so as the equator passes through this region, the Amazon Basin has a hot and wet climate. There is an absence of seasons and the temperatures are uniformly high throughout the year. and the humidity is generally very high, but nights are cooler than days. Remember, in Amazon basin, nights are cooler than days. Okay, and the rainfall is heavy and occurs throughout the year. Rainfall is heavy and occurs throughout the year, and it is of the convectional type. Do you know what is convectional type? We have discussed about the convectional type of rainfall in the previous chapter, elements of weather and climate. And so it is of the convectional type and occurs almost every day in the afternoon. Hence it is called, yes, 4 o'clock rain. And let's see the natural vegetation of Amazon basin. The high temperature and heavy rainfall give rise to dense luxuriant vegetation in the Amazon basin. And these evergreen rainforests are the largest of their kind in the world and are called selva. Remember what is selva? The evergreen rainforest in the Amazon basin is known as selva. Please learn it. And the trees are tall with hardwood and broad leaves that form a canopy at the top. What is canopy? The branches and leaves that spread out at the top of the trees in the forest. Or we can say a blanket of leaves. Yeah. And this canopies prevents sunlight from penetrating into the forest, and the interiors are dark and damp. Mosses and ferns grow on the ground. Climbers like lianas are found along the tall tree trunks, and ebony, mahogany and rosewood are important trees which provide excellent hard timber. And do you know, the bark of the cinchona tree is used for making quinine. Do you know, the bark of the cinchona tree is used for making quinine, which cures malaria. The juice of the chicle tree is used to make chewing gum. The forest also yield a host of other products like rubber, nuts, gums, resins and fibers. However, commercial exploitation of these forests is difficult as a great variety of species grow together in a small area. Okay, and we'll move to the next, that is wildlife of Amazon basin. The Amazon basin is rich in different species of wildlife. A variety of monkeys and sloths are found in the trees, and pumas and jacula or jaguars are animals of prey, and tapir and ancient mammals like anteaters and armadillos are found on the ground. Reptiles like crocodiles, alligators, turtles, iguanas and different types of snakes including anaconda, the largest snake in the world, around 10 meters long, are found in the swamps. And the rivers have a rich variety of fish including the fias, flesh-eating piranha, and colorful birds like toucans, hummingbirds, different types of parrots, and a variety of insects are also found in the Amazon basin. So let us watch a beautiful video of the Amazon natural vegetation and wildlife.
Shrouded in a blanket of clouds, they awaken. Their canopies of green glitter in the sun. Their wildlife start to slither, chirp, and growl. And one of the planet's richest ecosystems comes to life. Rainforests are the oldest living ecosystems on the planet. Some can trace their origins to over 70 million years ago, back to a time when dinosaurs still roamed the Earth. While the giant reptiles have disappeared, rainforests continue to thrive, growing on every continent except Antarctica. Two types of rainforests are scattered across the globe: temperate and tropical. Temperate rainforests are mainly found in the mid-latitudes, often near cooler, coastal, mountainous regions. Tropical rainforests are primarily located in warmer climates between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. As their names imply, temperate and tropical rainforests are the wettest forests on Earth, receiving up to about 33 feet of rain per year. This precipitation plays a critical role in creating an exceptionally lush and biologically diverse habitat. While rainforests only make up about 6% of the Earth's surface area, they are home to over half of the world's plant and animal species. This biodiversity creates benefits that extend far beyond the rainforest boundaries. Rainforest plants produce an assortment of food items, in addition to ingredients useful in everyday products and medicines. In fact, an estimated 70% of the plants used in cancer treatments are only found in rainforests. On an even larger scale, rainforests help to stabilize the planet's climate. Its lush green vegetation regulate global temperatures by absorbing massive amounts of radiation from the sun. They also absorb vast amounts of carbon dioxide and convert them into oxygen, about 40% of the planet's breathable air. Over the past few centuries, rainforests have disappeared at an alarming rate. Factors such as economic inequalities, human development, and demand for natural resources have fueled the deforestation of these rich ecosystems. At the current rate, rainforests, which have survived for over 70 million years, may completely disappear within the next century. But through educational campaigns, sustainable logging practices, and cooperation with local communities, deforestation may begin to slow down, helping preserve rainforests for many generations to come.
Amazing, isn't it? And we are moving to the next point, that is human activities in the Amazon basin. The Amazon basin has extremely sparse. What is sparse? Very less. So the Amazon basin has very less population. Do you know why? This is because of the oppressive climate, dense forest, lack of transport facilities, and frequent outbreak of diseases like malaria and yellow fever. The core forest areas are inhabited by the tribal people. They lead a very primitive lifestyle and obtain their food by gathering, hunting, and fishing. And they live in small huts made of branches and leaves. And these huts are built on raised platforms to avoid the flood waters. And the more advanced natives live in small villages. Okay, and they make their huts with wood, clay, and leaves and build them on stilts. What is stilts? A pair of poles. And they grow rubber crops and they grow tuber crops like yam and cassava and vegetables on cleared patches of land. And shifting agriculture is a form of agriculture quite common in the forest of Amazon basin. Shifting agriculture is common in the forest of Amazon basin. It's also known as slash and burn agriculture. So shifting agriculture in Amazon forest is also known as what? Slash and burn agriculture. First, what they will do? First, an area within the forest is cleared by felling the trees, and then they are burnt and the crops are planted among these stumps. Okay, then no care is taken of the plants until the harvest. Okay, they will just leave it as it is. Then main crops grown are cassava, yam, maize, banana and some sorts of vegetables. After 2 or 3 years, the soil loses its fertility, and then the people abandon the clearing and look for cultivable land elsewhere within the forest. This type of agriculture is harmful for the forest, and the environmentalists are trying to stop it. And in some parts of the Amazon basin, rubber plantations have been developed, and where rubber is grown in commercial scale. Okay, and coffee, cocoa and nuts are also grown commercially in some places. And some minerals like iron ore, gold, tin, copper, manganese and bauxite are found in the region and has led to mining activities in some places. And our last topic of Amazon basin is transport and cities. The dense forest and swampy grounds are great hindrances. What is hindrances? It means obstacles in building road and rail networks in the Amazon basin. And in the interiors, inside, waterways are the only mode of transport. Then there is only one major highway in the region, the Trans-Amazonian Highway. Remember, the only one highway in the Amazon basin, that is Trans-Amazonian Highway. And there are very few big cities in the Amazon basins. Manaus, a major rubber collecting center, and Belém, the chief port of the region, are located in Brazil. Iquitos in Peru is another port. And life in the Amazon basins has undergone many changes in recent years. With more and more people migrating to this region, the forest is gradually getting depleted, giving way to land for grazing and construction. A large number of species of plants and animals are under threat of extinction. The Amazon rainforests are the lungs of our planet, remember. And destruction of these forests through our activities can have disastrous consequences in the future. Okay. And now we are moving to the next basin, that is Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. Let us see the location. The Ganga Brahmaputra Basin is one of the largest river basins in the world, and it covers large parts of northern India and almost the whole of Bangladesh. And it is bounded by the Himalayan mountains in the north and the peninsular plateau in the south. In the east, it stretches up to Brahmaputra River in Upper Assam, and in the west, it merges with the Indus Plain. Okay. The length of this plain is about 2,500 kilometers, and its width varies from 100 to 400 kilometers. And let's see the land of the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. The Ganga Brahmaputra Basin is a part of the great northern plains of India. These plains have been formed by the alluvium brought down from the Himalayas and deposited by the rivers. And depositional features like floodplains, natural embankments, meanders and oxbow lakes are common in these plains. The Ganga River, or the Ganges, is the longest river in India and is joined by many tributaries like Yamuna, Gagra, Gomti, Gangtok, Kosi, Son and Damodar. The Brahmaputra river rises in Tibet where it is known as Sangpo. The Brahmaputra river rises in Tibet and where it is known as Sangpo. And after entering India through Arunachal Pradesh, it flows through Assam. And many tributaries like Manas, Lohit, Subansiri and Kopili join the river here. And the Ganga Brahmaputra rivers join in Bangladesh before draining into Bay of Bengal. These two rivers form the largest and fastest growing delta in the world, the Ganga Brahmaputra delta or the Sundarban delta. So which is the largest, fastest growing delta in the world? The Ganga Brahmaputra delta or the Sundarban delta. And let's see about the climate. The Ganga Brahmaputra basin has monsoon type of climate with hot dry summers and cool winters. Most of the rain occurs between June and September from the southwest monsoon winds. As the rivers of the Ganga Brahmaputra basin flow through regions of heavy rainfall, they carry huge amounts of water. Sometimes these rivers overflow and cause flood, which are common features of this region. Okay, and what about the natural vegetation and wildlife? The forest cover of the Ganga Brahmaputra basin has been cleared off to meet the demands of agriculture and settlements. Only the lower slopes of the hills are covered with tropical deciduous forest. Only the lower slopes of the hills are covered with tropical deciduous forest. Teak, sal and bamboo are some of the valuable species found here. In the delta region where there is mixing of saline and fresh water, mangrove forests are found. These forests are called Sundarbans after the Sundari tree which is found in large numbers here. So why it is known as Sundarbans? Just because of the presence of Sundari trees. The Sundarbans are the home of the Royal Bengal tiger. Crocodiles and marsh deer are also found here. And there is hardly any wildlife left in the Ganga plain which is densely populated. Yes, elephants, leopards, then deer, langur and one-horned rhinoceros are found in the Brahmaputra plain. And let's see what are the human activities in Ganga Brahmaputra basin. The main occupation of the people of the Ganga Brahmaputra basin is agriculture. The fertile alluvial soil, ample water from the two river systems and moderate climate make it possible for the farmers here to grow a variety of food and cash crops. Rice, wheat, jute, cotton, sugar canes and tea are the main crops. Pulses, oil seeds, vegetables and fruits are also grown throughout the region. The important industries that have developed in the Ganga Brahmaputra basin are cotton, silk and jute textiles, sugar, food processing, tea, oil refining and petrochemicals. The major handicrafts of this region include clay work, cane work and metal work. And we'll move to the last, transport and cities. For the most part, the Ganga Brahmaputra basin is a flat plain facilitating the development of a good network of roads and railways. The Ganga Brahmaputra and several of their tributaries serve as inland waterways, and all major towns in the region have air services. All major towns in the region have air service. The region is dotted with many important towns and cities ranging from the administrative capitals. What is? Yeah, New Delhi, Lucknow, Patna, Kolkata, and Dispur to industrial cities like Kanpur and religious centers like Haridwar and Varanasi. And water pollution is a common problem in the rivers of Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. Water pollution is a common problem in the rivers of the Ganga Brahmaputra Basin. Sewage water from cities, chemical fertilizers and pesticides used in agriculture, and industrial effluents from factories are all responsible for this. Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan were launched by the Government of India to save these two rivers as well as their tributaries from further pollution. So dear kids, however, a lot depends on us to transform these plans into reality and protect our important rivers, which are the lifelines of our society. And the greatness of our nation is rooted in our great rivers culturally and spiritually. And this is the richest land on the planet. Our rivers are important for it to flourish. So let our rivers flow and let our reflections flow. Take care, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.